Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And today's video is a little different than others. As you can see that this isn't very familiar territory I'm standing in. It's because I'm on a different server than our traditional MC SMP server. And I'm going to be providing an update video sort of on, I, I said that the date for the original initial release date, I believe, for SMP History 2 was the 29th of November, and then it got pushed to December 4th. And I'm kind of explaining why, it's December 9th at the time of recording this, and I'm trying to explain why um, we got pushed back. And I also will be giving you a tour of my little base here in the Galactic Craft mod on the Venus planet, so I can show you guys, in the meantime, what me and the SMP members have been doing on another server for some fun. So let's get right into it. Here's the updates. SMP History 2 will be postponed. Hopefully we'll have it by New Year's. It's kind of, I don't like giving the excuse, but this history video happened to be a little different. There's a lot of things that went on in it for sure. This history video was nothing compared to our first, in just not just size but in story. Um, it took a long time to actually get everything, and we started the history video early before we actually had the history. Our last history video was only about 12 chapters, and we kind of scrapped that together in a month. In this history video, we started a while ago, and we started writing scripts a while ago. And as time goes on, from the heat of the moment, you kind of have to change the script a little bit to kind of better represent what actually happened. Because once you're out of the time period that you're recording it in, you're like, okay, it's a little different than we perceived it as. Um, and another thing that's been going on is we've been having problems with screenshots and trying to find parts of history to show. So I don't really want it to be just a slideshow. I want to try to be able to implement images into it that have some connection to the time period that I'm trying to portray in the chapters. Trying to portray you what's going on better, and other things have been, system changing. We've been changing editors and stuff like that, and it's kind of postponed and delayed how long it's been since we need to snap this out. So it takes a while to go and reorganize, and we're gonna have to restructure again because it's again we wrote the scripts out way too early than we should have, which is me. I wrote them out too early than we should have, and yeah, it's not to mention it's twice as long as the first history video. So there's 30 chapters, I believe, 30 or 31. It's definitely 30 or 29. 29 more. I can guarantee that. There's a lot. There's absolutely a lot of chapters I have to go through, and not only that, each chapter requires its own individual song and background music that I haven't used before, and there's a really, really, really good chance that this video is going to get copyright striked, and I'm going to have ads on it that I won't be getting compensated for. But I feel that having the better music in there will be worth it. It's pretty much the whole dealio with the history video. I'm sorry that it's taken so long. I've been a little busy with other stuff at the time. Hopefully I'll be able to get around to it and finish it up for you guys. I'm about halfway through it. It's just gonna take 15 chapters, just the amount of time it took to make the first history video, which wasn't long itself. So I'm hoping it turns out really good for you guys. Definitely a lot of build up for it. It's covering a lot of what went down. The first history video was like a cakewalk compared to this. It's like nothing happened the first year. This year is crammed with stuff. It's absolutely crazy how quickly, yeah, and rapidly the server went on and roared after its its introduction to mods, it almost completely transformed the way we did things on the server, and with that came almost a transformation of our own little society. So it's really neat to see how, if you watch the first and then the second when it comes out, it'll be really, really interesting to see how we went from basic, just having the necessities, to having all this crazy machinery, all these crazy designs and buildings and governments that we never even would have thought of originally. So I mean, it's a very fascinating, and its second birthday is coming up on January 25th. So it's going to be 2 years old. The SMP server, the mod pack itself is going to be turning 3 years old, or 4, 3 or 4. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look up um, when I did it, but there's a lot of excitement for it. I see um, with some people, others they don't really care. This is specifically with the group of the players of the server, but I mean, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it's what you expected. If it's not, I'm sorry, but I mean, what did you expect? It's a Minecraft server, so hopefully, hopefully this will satisfy the gap, since I didn't upload. I don't really have anything to upload for SMP because I mean, it gets so boring. When I go to upload, it's very boring. Not a lot of action there. But hopefully this tour will help you. So let's get into the tour. So basically, not a lot of people who have on the server have seen this, and since this is sort of a faction server, I'm going to be staying in F1 so I don't have the risk of exposing our coordinates, because there are some factions that aren't too friendly with us. But pretty much this is our little base here. As you can see, it's a familiar flag to what will be appearing in our history video server as soon as it gets out. And I'm beginning with the tour, and then I'm going to tell you guys about the update. So, I mean, we have our Galactic States Tylonism, and you can come through here. And we got our main lobby, and we have our first oxygen room. The signs are a little glitchy, but this is one of our first. This is our older style bases, but we've pretty much got this down to a tooth now. Not super complicated as you get into it. Over here, this is a side exit door, which takes you right towards a reactor, and you can see the science lab housing research area in here. And if we look at the sign, we have our research labs and containments, and then over here we have our engineering and life support depot. So we're gonna go in here because this is where I spend most of my time, and so you can see we have an air duct through the floor, so we can get oxygen in here. And here's some more oxygen making area. This is a more older style to what we do in other planets, since we have colonized a lot of the planets of our solar system. But let's get back to the tour here. So here's the top floor. This is where all the engineering is really done. We got some cupboards, some crafting stations, our NASA workbench, storage, machines, and a map of the planets just here. And it's digital, so it's a screen, so they get to move around. And go up here, we get to the roof. Anything that we didn't have a space for, or we think is too obnoxious to have inside the base, we stick up here. And that would be we didn't have space for having an output for our magma thing. It spits it out here. Stuff that we didn't want to interfere with the oxygen, we have it right here with the little pedestals of time from Project D, and some industrial craft stuff which produces smoke. So let's get down here, and let's go into the research labs and containments. This is more of TJP's area. So another walkway into a security style room, since we're locking up all of our uh, our precious items. And over here is just the area for screening and storage, long-term storage style for like blocks and stuff. And then over here's the elevator. You can go up, and then we have liquid containments from different planets, like radioactive water and some bacterial water and sludge and stuff like that. And over here is our laboratories where we do experiments on the materials we find on other planets to see if we can make use of them. And a lot of the uses is building. Like this is Venus rock. Since we're on Venus, I figured we might as well implement it into our base design. And it's actually pretty attractive if you can use it correctly. And I figured that I did a pretty decent job mixing Venus with stone and quartz. It's kind of a nice little outline. It's more of a cake building, but it's a style I appreciate. So this is the research area, and let's go to the entertainment area, which is still under construction. So through this hall, small little hall, into a room where there's probably going to be concession stands since there's not enough room in this room, but some concessions and stuff like that. And then here's our theater that's working. You can play actual videos on it, and we can sit here and there's lava and magma in the floor. It's the hottest planet in our solar system, so might as well. And if you come up here, we're gonna have a little like a kitchen area, something that sells other things and popcorn and soda, like and candy, just some real foods and stuff. And then in here we have the projection room. So this room is where we control the big screen. So that's it for the entertainment area, and we're gonna finish off with the main room here. So this is the main room. I showed you guys this before, but up here we have some more extra little research labs, because this building was a One Life building. And then here's the second area. This area has its own oxygen compartment that's separate from the downstairs oxygen units, um, which is it's kind of overkill up here, but it works. And over here we have our cryogenic sleeping pods. So we can sleep on other planets. They're very useful, very nice, especially with planets that have that take a long time for their daylight cycle. And Venus happens to have a long day, so being able to cryogenically sleep through it is a necessity to work here. And on our top floor, we're met with our little launch rocket area, and the first thing you get met with is our cargo station, where we can ship and launch our cargo rocket and take cargo from other planets remotely. We don't have to board it. And then here's our big rockets. So this is our one of our main rocket areas for launching, and then here's another area for launching. And then over here is, we stick our fuels in, and it pumps them into our fuel loaders and pumps our rockets up full of fuel. And that's the top floor. And we do plan on using outside experiments uh, for uh, for testing. Like this is our shooting range. We shoot the block of gunpowder, and then over here we're planning on expanding, building some farming and stuff like that. See if we can like do anything uh, with this planet, because it does rain acid. It's not a very friendly planet. And then over here we have TJP's Tinker Shack, where he does all of his Tinker's Construct stuff, because Tinker's Construct seems to have problems with oxygen sealing in its blocks. So we happen to keep it in a separate building that's not doesn't have any oxygen stuff in it. So we keep it right over here, in arm's reach. And I mean that's pretty much the tour.